So, welcome to my new old house or old new house. So before I go through the rest of the house, I'd just like to share a little bit about myself as well as the history of this house. Basically, I was working in the real estate industry in Kyoto for a few years because our company was mainly focusing on renovating and selling Kyo-machiyas. I've always wanted to actually renovate a machiya by myself, not DIY, but to actually go through the entire process. Planning the renovation, where to fix. Kyoto City offers a lot of subsidies for renovating stuff like earthquake resistance or keeping the original features like the exterior, the facade of the house. So there are a lot of information that I would like to share on the videos that I'm going to be uploading in the next few months. It's a bit dark today and then there's no lights, so sorry for the quality of the video. But this first tatami room used to be the misenoma, which is usually for guests who come visit. And then I'm going to the kitchen and the living room space now. The tiles, I think, are very cute and very simple. Obviously, I would like to try to keep as much as I can with this kitchen, but unfortunately, I think, as you can see, the height of the floor, if I make it higher, obviously the kitchen area is going to be too low, so we'll see about that. And this is the living room space that used to be the weaving site of Nishijin Ori. And this area with the toilet and washroom, obviously you can see the leaking, and I don't want to peek inside the hole, but obviously this is the area that I have to completely redo. And obviously I don't want the bathroom in the middle of the living room, so probably going to get rid of that. And this cute little creature was left by the owner, so I'm just gonna leave it there for now. This is the garden area, and I think the toilet used to be outside. Obviously I'm not going to keep that part, but look at this jungle at the back of the garden, all the way up there. Anyway, this I'm going to check the name of the plant, but it comes from the other side of the property, so obviously I can do everything myself. I have to ask the owner of this site to cut down everything. So this is a app called Picture This. Let's see what it says. Akiya. So a little bit about the history of this house. Back in the days, this area is famous for the Nishijin ori, which is Nishijin silk. I think according to the son of the owner, this house was probably built back in the early Showa period, which is about 1930 or a little bit before that. So this house is about 90 something years old now. I think until recently it was the old lady, Ma Oba-chan. She lived here until probably the early 2000s, so about 20 years from now. Yeah, this house has been abandoned. Well, no one lived here for about 20 years. And surprisingly, 20 years without any maintenance is actually in pretty good condition, in my opinion. From the second floor, you can see the living room, and it's very dark on the video, but actually it's not so bad. But this is too short. I think anyone over 150 or 60 centimeters would bump into the beams. So, for example, I'm 175. I'm right on the beam, so I gotta think of a way to make this work. Obviously I don't want to take it out, so let's see how I can manage to keep the beam and not bump into my head. So this is the second floor tatami room, and then I'm thinking to change this room into flooring, so more like a Western style room. But obviously this area with the tokonoma and obviously the wood, everything is very nice and I would like to keep it. So maybe I'll move everything here to the first floor in the guest room. So like I mentioned before, I always wanted to have my own Kyo-machiya and go through the entire renovation by myself. I plan to live here with my family. I have a daughter, so hopefully by the end of this year, we'll be able to move in when it's totally fixed. So obviously, being in the industry, dealing with Kyo-machiya in Kyoto, I have seen a lot of properties, and in the end why I chose this property is something that I think a lot of you will be interested. Of course, the price, the size of the house, how big it is, or the location, those are very important points. But for me, really, like the biggest deciding factor in the end was actually the vibe of the house. The feeling to me was very natural, it was very calm and very nice. Actually, before belongings of the past owner, before it was all taken out, it's quite messy. There are a lot of things lying around the bed, things in plastic bags, old utensils. But everything was messy but organized in a way. Why I say vibe is that during my visits to this house, the few times, I didn't run into the spider webs. I didn't see any bugs, small animals, mouse, whatever. There wasn't anything bad I felt about the house, and I've seen a lot of the Kyo-machiya. Some of the houses, some areas, some corners of the house, it just gives you it just creeps you out sometimes. So thanks for getting this far into the video. There are actually so many other things I wanted to talk about, For example, the distinguished features of Kyo-machiya houses, the different types of the Kyo-machiya depending on the era or purpose they was built. And of course, in future videos, I would like to share how drastically old houses like this can be transformed into while still keeping the traditional features. This channel will mainly consist of two categories of videos: the renovation process of my own house and me visiting machiya, kominka, or even akiya, abandoned houses in different areas of Japan. So if you're interested in seeing more on these traditional Japanese houses, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll be uploading more videos soon. That's it for now.